This is a Netflix explainer. And this is a 16-year-old kid recreating a world-class docu-series in the time it takes for 10,000 dominoes to fall. That's a time measurement, right? No joke, I have zero skills in writing or animation, but we will pull this off. Let's rewind. Now, very quickly, why am I doing this to myself? Well, you see, 2 years ago, I decided to enter this science video competition in my school. And being in the very lowest year, it was to my shock that I came in second place. So naturally, a year later, I applied again. I put in probably double the hours just to come in second a second time. It's now my final year able to enter the competition, and I'm dead set on winning the thing. Now the catch is my flight back to school leaves tomorrow, and because I have a ton of exam revision to do, if I don't get this done by tonight, I will never get my redemption. And then terrible news struck. So the theme this year is particle accelerators. I think we better get started. I realized just then that I probably shouldn't be wasting time making a video about making a video. So I started locking in researching about particle accelerators. And I think there's a reason why people think it's a very hard topic. It's pretty late outside, so I was already feeling so exhausted. I'd literally been on 705 different websites, but not remotely close to finishing the script. And at this point, my mind was thinking about two things. Do I scrap this entire thing and do maths past papers like I should be doing? Or do I work like I've never worked before? This is a dramatic recreation. We're not even done yet. If this is water, it's a joke. I had already written 90% of it by now, but I was just going through everything to make it sound as Netflix documentary-like as possible. Okay, we're now like 1/3 through the documentary. That was arguably the least difficult part of the video, because now we're gonna be stuck in a black box until I finish saying 600 words. No one tells you how difficult it is setting up a black background, especially if you don't have the right equipment. That's actually pretty good. I then got all my studio lights turned on, and my setup was almost looking professional. Everything after this was just final polishes with the lights and the camera. Wow, look at that shot. Anyways, this is the actual microphone. This is the look I have a microphone. And then the mic decided to start working for 20 minutes. But this was literally my last shot of entering this competition. Would I seriously let the last 2 years of my life go to waste? The teleprompter was there, the camera was on, and over the past century, scientists have built countless... And then what happened was the Great Kai-Spoon lock-in. That was like 20-something minutes. We might actually be able to finish. But now comes the hard part that would take Netflix a literal month to do. Editing. And we now have 3 hours. I first started out trimming all the clips in every single time I stuttered, and then I added some journalist-type music to the timeline. And even though some might think editing's very tiring, I'm lucky enough that I actually find it quite therapeutic. I didn't even notice that we had an hour and a half left. Animation is just a glorified word for moving objects, and I was also lucky enough to find some website that gave me really good paper animations. You'll see that later. With minutes left to spare, I made an intro card for this documentary in Photoshop, and then finished my entry to the Junior Mosley Prize. I'll be finding out the results at the end of the video, but for now, let's see the documentary. Right now, inside a hospital near you, a machine is firing tiny particles at close to the speed of light directly into a patient's body. This is called a particle accelerator, and it is saving their life. Let's unpack that. Every particle accelerator relies on the same principle. Charged particles, protons or electrons, being pushed forward by electric fields. With every push, they gain more kinetic energy, and when repeated again and again, the particles are driven to extraordinary speeds. Powerful magnets then steer and focus the beam. But you may wonder, why do we want particles moving so fast? Because speed is energy, and at the subatomic scale, energy is everything. It can shrink and destroy tumor cells, produce a rare atom for medical imaging, or even create entirely new matter. Over the past century, scientists have built countless accelerators to harness that energy, over 30,000 operating today. The simplest is a linear accelerator, or LINAC, which lines up particles into a straight line. In cancer treatment, a LINAC fires a beam of high-energy radiation directly focused at a tumor. This radiation damages the DNA inside cancerous cells, which prevents them from dividing while leaving healthy tissue largely unharmed. This is called radiotherapy, and millions of patients are treated this way every year. Then there are cyclotrons, circular accelerators. Inside a cyclotron, a particle is injected between two D-shaped electrodes. An electric field accelerates it each time it crosses the gap, while a magnetic field bends its path to a curve. As the particles gain energy, its circular path grows wider, spiraling outward until it exits the machine. The first cyclotron was produced by Ernest Lawrence in 1932, and it was the size of a human hand. Today, cyclotrons produce medical isotopes, radioactive atoms that let doctors see inside the body using PET scans. Synchrotrons take the concept further. In these rings, particles travel at nearly the speed of light along a fixed circular path. Whenever a charged particle changes direction, it releases energy in the form of intense light. This is synchrotron radiation. That light is focused enough to reveal structures at an atomic level. The Diamond Light Source in Oxfordshire used it to map the COVID-19 spike protein, important work that fed directly into COVID vaccine development. But the most powerful accelerator ever built is the Large Hadron Collider, a 27-kilometer ring located beneath France and Switzerland. Its superconducting magnets are cooled to 1.9 Kelvin, or colder than outer space. Inside, two beams of protons travel in opposite directions at just a fraction below the speed of light. When they collide, kinetic energy converts it into entirely new particles, a direct demonstration of Einstein's E equals mc squared, energy becoming matter. The LHC was built to answer one of the most fundamental questions in physics: why do particles have mass? Physicists propose that an invisible field fills all of space, and that particles interact with the field. That interaction is what gives them mass. If this field was real, enough energy should produce an entirely new particle, the Higgs boson. On the 4th of July 2012, two independent teams announced they found it. Peter Higgs, who first proposed the idea in 1964, was in the audience, and he was seen wiping tears from his eyes. From a machine that fits inside one hand to a ring buried beneath two countries, particle accelerators have reshaped both medicine and our understanding of the universe. And they all began the same way, with a single charged particle and a push. Hello. I have heard that the Marsden Prize results have been sent via email. And here it is. 2 years ago, I decided to enter this competition with a friend. I made a little something, and from this email onwards, I've had one goal. One goal that I've carried with me for 700 days. Will this be my... screw it, what did I get? Subscribe.